Hi, I want to tell you what I put together. You see, people have been emailing me with questions wondering how to clean up their brushes or their palette or even set up their studio. Well, what I decided to do was put together a free e-packet and make it available to you. All you have to do is click this link, sign up for the newsletter, and then the e-packet will be made available. So I hope it really helps you set up your studio and create more art. Thanks. Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do another fun painting. So let's get started. We'll start off today with a 2-inch brush and just a little bit of blue. I'm going to come up here to the top and drop in a little sky. Pretty simple. I don't need too much of this blue color today because I think we're going to do a sky with a lot of clouds. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I got a little bit too dark for the center area, so I'm going to have it dark on the outside. And I want a little bit of light in the center. There we go. When we put the clouds around it, it'll make more sense. I have a nice piece of masking tape right here at the horizon. I think we're going to do a seascape that'll keep the horizon line straight. Now we'll just drop in a very nice dark gray shadow area with the 2-inch brush. And I did do a little sketch here. I just wanted to figure out where my mountain was so I didn't get too much paint inside it. Makes things a little easier later. There we go. And you can put some white on the brush and add some little white areas. This is just the base coat though. We're going to come back with the filbert and really get in there and make it nice and detailed. Now with our filbert brush, I'll load up just a little bit of gray, mostly just white, blue, and black. And we're going to just work on some of these more detailed shadow areas. Don't want to make this paint so incredibly dark that it stands out too much. I'm trying to get a lot of soft and subtle color changes. That's the way you make your clouds look really nice. And another thing that helps is to use your sky blue color in the clouds. So I've got basically that same old color up there, and I'm going to put it down here. There, it ties the whole sky together, so it doesn't look like you just have clouds and then your sky. You've got them both in there working together for you. See that? And you can be very loose and free with this. As you go down toward the horizon, you've got to make your clouds a little smaller. There. Let's go ahead and work on this area up here too. Just start putting in some shadow, different colors, very loose. Next, with a nice clean pile of white on the filbert brush, I'm going to just start picking out some little highlight areas. Maybe we'll just start right up here. And you see, you're going to pick up paint on the brush. So when you reload, you got to wipe it off and then reload. Otherwise, pretty soon you'll have just a pile of light gray paint. Okay, here we go. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to do this reasonably slowly because I really want to have some control over the different values. Wipe the brush, and then you can take this filbert, maybe turn it upside down, and blend with it. Blend it right back. There. And then your clouds must have soft edges, so fuzzy the edge on both sides. There we go. Next, with our 3/4 inch brush, a little bit of red, blue, and white, but not much red, because that would turn it into a purple. I'm just gonna block in some of the water back here. There we go. I'm using this brush because it's got such a nice chisel, you can cut right up into the horizon very easily. And you can change to the big brush after you get down here if you want to. But leave leave a little section open like that. Maybe not exactly where we're going to have a wave, but I know we're going to have a small wave rushing up on the sand, and this will be sand down here. Kind of helps to sketch it in and get it sort of figured out. Next, I'll load up our 3/4 inch brush with a little bit of yellow and green. And we're going to paint in this eye of the wave here. As you can see, I kind of did a quick basic outline of my wave shape. And what this does is just kind of keeps me on track so I know where I'm going. There. And maybe just a little bit of color. I think maybe there's a secondary wave right there. Something pretty simple. Nice. You want to feather everything down. And it's really a great idea to have a lot of this green in the water. Maybe even back here, I want a little bit of this green. It'll help to tie the whole painting together with color. There. And then just blend it. Actually, the blender brush would make this even easier. There we go. So nice. Now with some blue and white on the 3/4 inch brush, I'm going to go ahead and work on some mid-tones to this water. Now you'll find this brush is pretty amazing when it comes to making seascapes, because you can use the flat side of the brush like this and literally just kind of cut in these lines. So it makes it very simple to make very complicated looking foam patterns very quick. And I love it. Makes things go in faster, saves a lot of time, makes it a little more fun because you're not sitting here painting in the foam patterns all day. This is just the mid-tone. We're going to put some extremely bright highlights over this. There. But you can't have just highlight and shadow. You got to have all sorts of beautiful things. Next, I'll load a little bit of brown, maybe some red, black, and touch of yellow on our 3/4 inch brush. I'm going to very quickly just drop in some color to these rocks. Okay, there we go. Now some of this area is going to be pretty dark, and some's going to have a lot of light. But I'm going to do the whole thing dark first. You can always sort of make some areas light and dark if you want to. That'll kind of help to map out the rocks. Here, let me show you. So maybe we want like a rock right here. Put a little light color there. And there's the rock face, and then take a little dark. So while you're underpainting, you can kind of start planning. And that's pretty fun to do. But keep it relatively dark. Next, I'll load up our 3/4 inch brush with some clean white and just a speck of red, so it's not pure white. And I'm going to go ahead and just basically go over all these areas again with a brighter highlight. But I'm going to try to keep the light more in the center of the painting for the most part. You don't have to stay exactly to that. But there. Wipe your brush off on your palette or paper towel continually. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a muddy color very quickly. Look at that. So just do little bits at a time. It's not going to take too long. Just kind of plan out your strokes. That's what we already did, actually. It's why we blocked in a lot of that with a mid-tone. One of the reasons is just sort of to map it out. The other reason is it gives us another color to work with, so it's not just highlight and shadow. There's all sorts of different things happening, and it's very nice. There's some. And then maybe down in here, watch this, put a little light. Fun. Just keep working with it. Do it over and over and over. There. Next, I'm going to just block in a little bit of highlight here to these rocks. Now, you can make just about any rock shape that you want. I really recommend being very careful not to get any symmetrical patterns, though, because that wouldn't look very good. There. And you've got to press very lightly. If you push too hard, it's all going to mix together There. You can change the colors or just allow the brush to pick up the color underneath, and automatically you'll get slight color variations. There we go. We can also add on just a bit of texture with the knife. This way we have all sorts of different things happening in the rocks. And I want you to change the colors, maybe even put in some blue and stuff. Make some shadows. There we go. So I'm just roughing them up a little. You can put in some dark, watch this. Put in some dark areas. You can really play around with this till you get it looking just the way you want. There we go. Nice big cracks. Not too much texture though. Don't want it to be unbalanced from the rest of the painting, which has very little. There. Next, with our filbert brush, I'm just going to put on a little bit of greenery up here. Some plants, maybe a couple of small trees growing right up here at the top of the rocks. Maybe they kind of grow down the rocks too. Just helps to make things look more interesting. Now let's just tap on a little bit of highlight to these trees and bushes, but not too much. They just need a little bit. And you can either tap or you can tap and kind of slide a little. Gives you a different effect. There. Not too much, and leave a lot of nice dark areas. There. Maybe this is very, very blurry over here in the background. Now the last thing we want to do here is just add on a few final details. So you just kind of look around at your painting and find a couple of spots that you might want to just add or change slightly. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out my website, my DVDs, and also my brush line. And thanks for watching.